Hey, online crew. Today I'm going to share with you 5 things that top leaders are doing. One of the things that I do in my business is I listen to interviews and advice and information from those that are doing better than me. There's always lessons to be learned from people that are, doing great things in their business. So I'm always tuned into sort of listening and learning from those that are doing really well in the industry. So I've been doing little bit of that lately, thinking, I'm always trying to keep in tune with what's happening in 2025, what's working now, what are people doing out there that, they're really succeeding. So there's 5 core things that keep coming up that I'm seeing the leaders doing, and I thought it just might be a really good idea to share that with you, so you can sort of evaluate: are you doing these things too, or not? Maybe there's one of these 5 things that you need to increase your activity around or implement in your business because you're not doing it all. Okay, so if you are joining me live, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, or even the replay. Just a couple of things before I get into that. Yesterday, if you are, I did the live Q&A Zoom calls with my coaching community. So if you're in my coaching community, make sure you go and watch the replays of those calls, because we just had an awesome discussion about lots of different things, from TikTok to content creation to how do you actually respond to somebody in Messenger, how do you send like friend requests, all those kind of things. So strategies all around that. So definitely, if you're a coaching community member, catch the replays of that. Okay. So let's get straight into it. The first thing before I get into the 5 points, though, is really, leaders think differently. And you need to have like the right mindset coming into this industry. And here's what I find happens a lot with people in this industry when they're sort of recruiting, or they're trying to recruit, that they don't get the results that they're looking for. So you might be trying to recruit and, you're just not getting the customers that you want, or the team members that you want. So you get, deflated by that in some way. I was thinking about this yesterday, and it was just it's a really good way to sort of look at our business and our industry. You think of somebody that's got like a shop, a bricks and mortar shop. Firstly, they've probably put not only tens of thousands into the shop, they've probably put hundreds of thousands potentially. So there's that. I think sometimes why people don't take ownership of, being in a business in this industry, it's not such a huge loss if it doesn't work out like it is with a business. So that's why they try harder. So we kind of need to treat our business like we're spending a lot more money on it than we actually are, to kind of value it the same way. But if somebody put all that effort into a business and they literally had their doors closed, they sat inside, closed the doors, and didn't do any marketing, didn't kind of even open the doors to their business, they'd get no sales, which then they'd get very disappointed and inflated, and they'd probably close the business pretty quickly. So if you take that kind of concept and look at it at our business model, we have to open the doors to our business. If you want to do that online through attraction marketing strategies, then how are you opening the doors to your business? Every day. Every day. So think of a bricks and mortar store. They may close on a Sunday. Fair enough. Have the day off. Like, on social media, online, like, have the day off. You don't have to show up 7 days a week and exhaust yourself and feel like a slave to social media. You actually don't have to do that. But every other day, you should have the doors open to your business every day. So what does that mean on social media? How are you showing up and having those doors open to your business every day? So the top leaders have got their doors open to their business every day, like 7 days a week. And that relates to things like stories or Facebook Lives or posts. Like, they're talking about something somewhere and building relationships and having people walk in the door every day. You've got to build leads continually from social media to get traction and convert people to customers and team members. So how are you attracting leads? Through your content. So for some of you, it's just activity or it's lack of activity. Top leaders are very active. So that might be something that you need to look at, like how active or potentially inactive you are. And we've got no right to complain or be disappointed in this industry if we don't have the doors open to our business. Does that make sense? So that's just a bit of a mindset, kind of thing. And also being in this industry for long term. And that's what top leaders do in the way that they think. They don't say things like, I'm going to give this 6 months or even 12 months. And if I haven't made it or if I haven't got to this rank, then I'm out of it. It just doesn't work that way, especially online. If you've got no influence or your network doesn't know you for, what it is that you're selling. So maybe you're selling a health and wellness product, but you've never really been known as somebody who's a fitness person or that can help people lose weight or gut health or, whatever. Like if you've never really been known as that person, then you have to be realistic about promoting a product that relates to that. You've got to build up trust over time. So mindset wise, like being in this industry for the long game, not the short game. So there's just a couple of things to think about, which I know you already know, but sometimes you need to hear it again, because people's expectations are just too unrealistic and they don't stick at it long enough. Some people just sign up and don't even get started. Like, what's that all about? So just some things to think about there. So let me go into the 5 things. Definitely number 1, top leaders know exactly who they're helping and what problem they solve. And they're crystal clear about that messaging on their socials over and over again, and they repeat it, over and over and over and over and over again. So if you look at any of the top leaders that are doing really great things on social media, you know exactly what problems they solve. You know whether it's somebody that's helping people lose weight, or low carb recipes, or keto type diet, or helping people with some gut health, or it's sleep, or it's energy, or it's like, pick what it is that you help people with and say it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Top leaders are doing that. There's just no question when you look at a top leader's social media that what do they do? Whereas if I looked at your social media and I scanned it, like your personal profile or Instagram or whatever it is, if I scanned your socials, would I be able to actually tell how you help people? If I can't, then you haven't nailed number 1 yet. So number 1 is all about personal branding and knowing, your target market, who you help and what problems you solve. And you're crystal clear about, there's no blurred lines. It's not too broad. It's not weight loss and gut health and energy and sleep and inflammation and this and that and that and that and that and that and that and that. I know I'm giving a lot of health and wellness examples, but the broader you are, the less traction you'll get on social media. So the more laser focused you are and your messaging around that, the better your results will be on social media. So that's number 1. Number 2, leveraging a Facebook group. Absolutely, hands down, all the top leaders are doing it. Most of the top leaders probably run their own groups. So you don't want to necessarily create your own Facebook group and create all that work for yourself. So is there somebody that you can tap into that's got a group, got a prospecting group, got value in that group as well? So value-based Facebook groups are an amazing tool to invite your prospects into and then nurture those leads. So all the top leaders are using Facebook groups, whether they've created one of their own, or they're tapping into like a network of leaders that are all, contributing to a Facebook group. But think about that in your funnel, in your network, in your company. How can you utilize a Facebook group to bring prospects into, because it's free and it's very easy to get people into the network? And then when they're in the network, like the group, how are you drip feeding value on them? So then you're warming up the lead. You're turning the lead from, warm to hot. So that's something to think about. And if you don't have anybody to lean on, is there a potential for you to create a group that then your team can contribute to? Okay, but it's a massive part of what a lot of the top leaders are doing. They're absolutely leveraging Facebook groups. Okay, the third thing. Hey, Debbie, great to see you on. The third thing, Do you have a freebie? All the top leaders are using freebies of some sort. Now, when you think freebie, you might think, "Oh, I don't have the expertise for that. I don't have any automation. I don't know how to do email marketing," all those kind of things. Don't necessarily think freebie and email have to go hand in hand, although that's where you want to end up eventually. You want to have automation in your business, but you can have a freebie and give it out manually. So you could go to Canva, and I've got all this kind of training in the coaching community. I've got how to do it, how to set it up, how to use Canva, how to get links in Canva documents that you can download and give to. I've got all that training in my coaching community if you don't know how to do it. So hit me up about that, ask about that, put coaching community in the comments if you want some information about that. Like, you can get in for $1. It's a no-brainer. But it's not as hard as you think. But you don't even, like, if email marketing scares you or you're not ready for that kind of commitment or servicing an email list, you can still have a freebie and give it to people manually just by commenting a word. So put the word energy down. I've got this great resource. It's a free resource that goes through my top 5 tips of how to increase your energy, but naturally. Like, let's stay away from coffee and let's stay away from energy drinks and all those kind of superficial, artificial things. Like, there are brilliant ways, blah 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 blah. If you would like to know what those natural ways are that I use, that's helped me, and share your story and give value, like while you're sharing your content, whether it's written or whether it's like in a live video type thing, just comment the word energy and I'll give you that free guide. Like, all the top leaders are using those kind of resources. So start sooner rather than later. It's not as difficult as you think. So what is your niche area? What do you help people with? What tips can you provide and put in a document very quickly and simply from Canva? And then even if you haven't got email marketing sorted out, you could give it to your prospects for free. So all the top leaders are using freebies. Maybe that might be a hint for you to create a freebie or tap into some freebies that your team might already have. Can you leverage those? We've got some amazing resources that our team and one of our leaders put together, and like it's an amazing, we call it a toolkit. And everybody's contributed to it. And so everybody in the team can give out that same freebie. Amazing. So if you're a leader of some sort, can you collaborate with other leaders and put like, a freebie together for your team? And then you can all use it. Amazing. Imagine being able to provide that for your team. So that was number 3. Number 4, they're all using AI. So are you working harder or are you working smarter? So as far as content goes, you've got to have content out there. The 2 biggest things that you should be doing every single day is content and conversations, creating content and having conversations. And if your content isn't creating the conversations, then it's your job to go and create more conversations. Don't sit back and just think attraction marketing, I'm just going to put all this content on social media and wait for people to come to me because I want to do things the attraction marketing way. If your content isn't creating the conversations, you've got to create the conversations yourself. Like, you've got to up your networking until you have more influence and great content that's attracting those people to you, and the conversations are kind of coming to you. Okay. So you've got to take responsibility for that. So if you're putting out good content, it's like maybe you're one of these people that gets overwhelmed by content. So, and maybe you see, here's one example. There's somebody in your company that does a great post. You've read it. And it's like, that's a really good post. I'm going to pinch that to some degree. First, do not 100% copy somebody else's post. It doesn't help you stand out from the crowd. It's not your voice. It's not your story. And the algorithm can pick up and track those things. So you're destroying your own organic reach when you copy somebody else's post. So don't do that. What you can do that is take inspiration from that. Copy it, or if you've screenshot something, retype it, plug it into your AI tool and tell your AI tool a little bit about you and what you're trying to achieve and whatever, and say, can you give me a different version, including my story, which is, and create me another post very similar to this. And it'll pop it out for you. So are you doing everything the hard way and creating original content and overthinking content? Like, there is inspiration all around you. There is ideas all around you. There is top leaders in your company that's putting out amazing content with amazing attention grabbers, with amazing hooks, with amazing captions, with amazing calls to action. And you're looking at, you're going, oh, that's great, but you're not doing anything with it. And you're certainly not plugging it into AI potentially to give you a slightly different version with your story woven into it. So top leaders just work smarter. So take lessons from that. Implement things like that. If you're getting overwhelmed by creating content, you're just not using some of these strategies to work smarter. So that's definitely something that I would recommend you do, and a way that you can use AI. There's lots of ways that you can use AI. That's just one example. Okay. Now, the last one is leaders are not hiding behind social media. Leaders are not copying everyone else's content. They are showing up, they are showing their face, and they are sharing their voice and their story. So they're building the know, like, and trust very quickly. If you want to, I talk about this continually. Live is about building the know, like, and trust. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust in this industry. So how are you building the know, like, and trust on your social media platforms, whatever you choose to be on? And just a note, if you're not doing very well on one platform, don't go and try to master all platforms. Stick to one, get some traction, do it well, and then maybe branch out into another platform. But how are you showing up? What's your story? Are you sharing that story? And are you letting people get to know you? If all your content is value-based and quotes and color block posts and there's a lot of stuff there. Maybe you're even posting every day, but you're not there. Your face isn't there. Your selfies aren't there. Your voice is nowhere, anywhere. No one's getting to know, like, and trust you. So leaders are showing up with their own face, their own voice, and their own content. Okay, their own story. Now, again, you can take inspiration from other leaders, kind of content, plug it into AI and get some ideas, but just don't copy other people's content. Don't show up, trying to be somebody that you're not. You are your biggest asset on social media. The leaders that you follow, I guarantee you, are showing up with their own face and their own voice and their own story. So how can you do a better job of that? How can you do a better job of helping people get to know, like, and trust you by sharing your face, your journey, your story, what's happening, for you, and you're actually talking. So you're in your stories and you're talking, or you're doing live video, or you're doing a talking reel. So I do different types of content. I certainly do content and reels where I'm not talking. They do not do as well as when I'm creating content. Like, I've done live videos for years. This is a great, I'm going live now. I'm live now on my business page and my free group on YouTube and on Instagram all at the same time. I'm learning to work smarter and not harder. I give you guys tips and value all the time without asking for anything. Why do I do that? Because it builds trust with people. I'm here for the right reasons. I'm passionate about helping people build their business online, but by being a human before a marketer. So that's what I teach. For people that want to be a human before a marketer, then, that's the vibe that I kind of create. And it helps me get results in my business, because that's what leaders do. Okay. So any one of those 5 things is potentially something that either you're not doing and you need to, or you've come in and out of doing and you need to get back to it, or that you need to actually just start implementing more of that. So if you want results like a top leader and get momentum to build towards being a top leader, you need to act like a top leader with these kind of 5 things. There's definitely other things, but these are the 5 things that I've really noticed that, all the top leaders are doing, and you can do it too. It's not that hard. And sometimes you need to force yourself to do things you don't want to do. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't want to do live video. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't want to talk in stories. But if you want to be a top leader, if you want to earn the kind of income that is going to help you, live the life that maybe you desire, you've got to show up. And that's what top leaders do. They show up. and they step into the version of the person that you want to be even before you're there, and step into that confident version of yourself, even if you're not that confident. You build confidence by doing the do. I spoke about that on my live video a few days ago, just this week's video. Just a side note, if you're like, I go live 3 times a week giving you guys value on different things. This week I spoke about confidence earlier in the week. Yesterday I interviewed top leader Megan Brazier, how she reached almost 1 million in sales in just 12 months, like crazy stuff. She gave some great tips. If you're looking for all my latest videos and you don't want to scroll through my platforms, just go to helenmartinonline.com. And on my website, we rotate my latest 3 live videos every week. So we bring down the last one and put up the latest one. So all my last 3 latest videos are always recycling on my website. So if you go to helenmartinonline.com, you can find the videos that I've done in any given week. Okay. Okay, just checking. Morning, Janice, as well. Debbie, do a Facebook Live about your opportunity and freebies on your Facebook business page or personal profile. It depends what your branding is where. You can have freebies to do with both. It depends what the branding is on your business page or your personal profile. You could, so take let's use me as an example, Debbie. So, I've got a number of freebies on my website. So that website that I just quoted, helenmartinonline.com, I've got a number of freebies there. So I could mention any one of those freebies here to my audience in this live, because that's the audience that is relatable to my website. Okay, does that make sense, Debbie? So I've got freebies on, conversation tips, Facebook Live tips, also the free video series. Like, I've got lots of freebies. So I could share that on my business page or Instagram, this live video, because it's relatable to my audience. On my personal profile, would I give out a freebie on, my 15 most common mistakes made on live video on my personal profile? I probably wouldn't, because although I do share business things on my personal profile, my main audience for business is like on my business page and my free group and Instagram. So it's more relatable for me to share that here on my personal profile. But I am in a health and wellness business, and I can help people with various things to do with health and wellness. So my freebie that I could give that helps people with sort of health, absolutely on my personal profile, because that's relatable to other women like me, whether they want to learn about how to build a business online or not. On TikTok, my branding on TikTok is all health. It's like, it's women, it's menopause, it's weight loss, it's hormones, it's gut health. So I wouldn't share like a freebie that I would share here over on my TikTok platform. And I've got 2 Instagram channels. So I would share a freebie on those channels that is relatable to that target market. So it really comes down to what your branding is, and who your target market is where. Okay, I hope that provides a little bit of clarity, Debbie. Yesterday, Megan said not to do too many lives. Is this so? Again, it depends where you're going live, why you're going live. There are people and there's leaders, Janice, that go live every single day. And it doesn't make that wrong. It's because they're actually giving helpful information to their target market on that platform. So one, you've got to know the platform. I go live here 3 days a week on my business page, in my free group, on YouTube, and on Instagram over here. But I'm not putting these 3 live videos on my personal profile, because my main audience for helping people build a business online is in these platforms that I'm on live right now. But I've been around longer and got an established business page. A lot of you might not. If I was doing lives on my personal profile to do with business, I wouldn't do that any more than once a week. If I was talking about the business opportunity, if I'm talking about product or I'm giving value, like I could show up every day on my personal profile and do live videos and talk about health or healthy recipes or gut health or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that if that's your audience. Some of the top leaders go live They have 3 phones and they go live on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram every single day at the same time. But they're sharing valuable information. They're not selling a business opportunity as such, although they might bring that into the mix once a week. But they're giving valuable information. So it really depends on the content of the live video, the platform, and the audience, and the problems that you solve. So there's no real right answer to that, Janice. You got to take all those things into consideration. Okay, so that's kind of something that I would help somebody in my coaching community have a conversation. Okay, what platform are you on? What's your branding? What kind of content you're putting out there? Okay, so for you, I'd recommend X amount of lives, per week. So I would kind of evaluate that before I gave somebody like a definitive answer, because there's no right or wrong answer. As I said, there are top leaders that are going live every single day on every one of the platform, giving value, and they're killing it. So it's not wrong to go live every day, but for somebody to go live on their personal profile every day and talk about a business opportunity, you're going to turn everybody off. So it really depends on a lot of variables. Okay, no worries. Okay, all right. So that's the 5 things I recommend. Have a good hard think about how you're showing up with everything that I've just shared, but not only those 5 things, the mindset issues that I mentioned at the beginning of this video are really, really important. Not only for you, but if you build a team, you need to nurture your team, and you need your team in the right mindset as well. So everything that I've just mentioned here, even if you have 1 team member, you have a team. Or if you get your next team, like if you're recruiting and you get your next team member in a month's time or 2 months' time, or whatever, as long as you've got 1 team member, you've got somebody to nurture and guide them. And these are the kind of things that you need to lead them with. The right mindset, the right strategies, getting them to show up, helping their audience get to know, like, and trust them, showing their face, hearing their voice, not hiding behind quotes or, image posts, all those kind of things. Anyway, I'm just repeating myself now. So this is my last live video for the week. So thank you for joining me this week. Again, if you go to helenmartinonline.com, you'll get all this week's 3 videos. So we've had a great week. We've talked about confidence a few days ago. We got all Megan's tips yesterday, from how she was able to get almost $1 million worth of team sales volume in, just a year. Like, incredible. And today's got some really good tips that you really need to think about as to how you're showing up online if you want more success online. So I really hope that this has been valuable for you. And as always, you will see me next week with more great training and, hopefully tips to help you build your business online, but by being a human before a marketer. Okay? Have an awesome weekend. I will see you guys next week. Bye.